Okay. So, hello. We're here and with Voices of the World. We are going to start today having one of the last interviews for this series of the COVID in Belgium. I have my friend here, Rebecca, that is going to join me for a couple of half an hour to talk about her experience through the COVID pandemic. So, Rebecca, if you just want to quickly introduce yourself, what you do, how long have you been living here? Well, I guess you're Belgian, so.
It's been a long time. I'm living in Belgium, to be honest, like more than 40 years.
Born and raised in Brussels, I guess.
Yes, in Brussels, right? So I'm born here. So 40 years in Belgium. I'm working for the Development Corporation right now. It's an agency that is responsible to implement the Belgian project within Africa. And I'm managing the finance. I'm head of controlling.
And your projects are about education or any type of development?
Any type of project that match with the different governments, if it's education, if it's agriculture, if it's health, could be digitalization, all kind of project. And we are talking with the governments to know what are their priorities, and we're trying to align with our priorities, Belgian one, and the one of the government we are working with.
So it sounds like so I guess I'm curious, I wanted to interview because I thought it was curious how, when we started all working from home, and I know that you traveled extensively around Africa, and because you needed to go see, I guess, your colleagues, your teams, how was it? Like, how did it start? Did you guys just like started working from home? How did it was all this, the new working life implemented for you?
Well, at the beginning, it was a bit like everything was stuck, and it was a bit, it was more than frustration. We were all a bit sad because we were totally, it was like everything was frozen and we were not able to move and to see each other, to meet each other. But it was also an opportunity because it opened some doors and windows, just to know that we can do things differently. So we had to find other ways to work together because we cannot stay without context for a long time. So we had to reflect together how can we work together. And so those tools we are now on Zoom or Teams or those kind of things, we were not using it at all.
Nothing at all? Not
Nothing at
even.
all. No, we were traveling in person. We were going to the country using extensively the planes. So that was not good.
CO2 emissions, yeah.
Too much emission. We were paying for the emission. We compensating, but still, it's not good. So it was also, we learned to work differently, which is good. But also we learned that it's not replacing everything. We cannot work that way through screens every time because we need the contact, human contact. We need to be able to talk about things together around the table. You cannot solve every situation being through screen. We had to do it during 1 year and a half. But as soon as we could get the vaccine, as soon as we were able to go through the borders and it was okay, we all jumped in the plane and went back on the field. But still now there's remaining a part of our meeting have gained in quality because we see each other. We have installed within our office all kind of videos, features to be able to work together. And so there is a gain of quality within a meeting, which is good. But also we have learned that some kind of meeting have to be physical, face to face, and we have to be there to discuss some things, and that you can solve some issue without being on field.
On the field, it's interesting that you actually you use the camera all the time with your colleagues.
No, we do.
How
Yeah,
you do?
because well, sometimes it doesn't work. So sometimes the connection is very bad, but we try to say hello just to have a
visual.
talk, just a visual to know how are the people, and then we just cut it because it's not always possible. It's kind of demanding to have those broad, how do you say it, bande passante.
Yeah, so the actual internet broadband, like the strength
exactly.
that we would have in Europe, is not the same in certain location, I guess.
Not everywhere.
Africa, yeah.
Not everywhere. So we're trying to have this visual contact, which is very important, and it changes a lot within the relation. So it's good.
Usually the meetings, like you need to have a face-to-face because you need to see the project, you need to see the people you're going to sponsor. Is it like, is because there's some cultural aspects to it too, or do you think that it was?
Good question. I don't know whether it's cultural or not. It's just that maybe I need it because I went to Guinea just before all the political problems we're facing right now. But I've been there early July, and we had some HR issue. We had to solve some things and to with the teams, and having the people in front of you, being able to go to the project and talk to the team within their work environment. It changed a lot the message you delivering. That's the main thing. Culturally, maybe, but I don't think. I think everybody is a bit like loving this new digitalized thing, and it's very hype. Being able to talk that way and being part of the new world. So in the beginning, it were a lot of enthusiasm and also some hindrance from the old-fashioned.
Yeah. Always the pushback people, I guess.
Yes,
but
still.
Because also your colleague in Africa, I guess they also had to work from home, right? So they also had to stay home. Or was it different country to country? There was like a different.
It was different. We were more blocked here in Belgium than in some countries in Africa. So in some countries they were in Rwanda, for example, they were totally blocked. In Uganda also, but in other country, it was in Congo. They had just stopped all the flights from a region to another, and the people were able to go to the office. But working from home is not possible in Africa for everybody. It's just that people that are coming to our office, they not necessarily have a laptop, or they don't have a good connection at home, or they don't have sufficient space to be able to work at home. So we couldn't demand our staff to stay home for working. So we had to find a way to organize, and so we had different shifts within the office, different hours, to be sure that there were not too much people. We were imposing the mask because everywhere in Africa, sometimes the mask is a fashion thing to wear on your chin, not really on your mouth and nose. So
did you notice that when you were there recently?
Well, it's not. I didn't notice it. It's the director of Congo that told me that was the last fashion thing to do.
Okay,
is to wear your mask on your chin. I believe him. So it was a bit difficult. We couldn't like. If you are an expatriate, generally you have a house, you have a good connection, you are able to work from home. But if you're a local staff, is much more difficult. So we were supposed to, as I said, organizing with shifts, but also giving the opportunity to the people to come to the office to have those connections available. So there's no lockdown as such. If it's lockdown, it's just that they're not working.
They can't really work. And did you find that this extra coordination, you were at home basically most of the time, I mean, I know. So this extra coordination gave you extra headache. Like you had to rethink your way to work, rethink the way of the safety of the people that you were working with. So it must have been a bit of a struggle at the start, rethinking everything. Did you do it like with the help of other colleagues?
Well, I mean, I'm not in charge of that aspect logistically. So I have my my team on field that are responsible for that. And hopefully it gives me a lot of worries, because I was worried for the staff, the people I know, because I was a bit worried that they get contaminated and get sick. But otherwise, logistically, I was not the person to organize all that.
Yes,
I
so
was just trying to manage the consequences of not having the information, or not having the financial information on time, or not being able to talk to X, Y, Z, or whatever, just to explain here to the others why it was impossible to get those information, and why we were stuck in those kind of project. And you have to my role was more to manage the consequences, be sure that the people had the budget available if they need to fly away, or if they need medical assistance, or that kind of stuff. But I was not in the crisis cell to organize everything logistically. They were just, for some things, asking whether it was possible, whether it was according to rules, or whether they could go that way or not. But I had a easy role there, really.
And personally yourself, how did you find like interacting with your colleagues there every day you used to see in your office, and then suddenly you're at home and you're like, oh, nobody's coming over to ask me questions. I can actually do work.
Well,
I remember we mentioned this in one time that people kept coming into your office.
Yeah, and I love it, in fact. Having people coming to my office asking questions, and that they don't leave me time to breathe. At the beginning, it was worse, because every people was trying to contact me another way. So we were introducing Teams, and they had my phone number, and they have the mails, and they have Skype, and we are all kind of tools. And if you were not answering to a mail, they were trying to call you on your phone. If you're not answering on your phone, they were trying to Teams. And it was like a nightmare, because I was like constantly, it was worse than when I was at the office. So at the beginning, I was like, okay, it's going to be a nightmare.
So it was like bombardment, like every corner.
Exactly. So at the beginning, I was very tired of managing all those kind of interaction. Is okay, I want to give you an answer, but I'm not able to talk to 5 people on different subjects at the same time. So it also took time, because our organization has to organize also to be able to, okay, which are going to be the tools we are going to use. So stop with WhatsApp, stop with Skype, stop with this one. We are going to use one tool. This is going to be the tool we interact through. And then also to adapt to my team here in Brussels, because I'm managing 12 people here in Brussels directly, and just to say, okay, if I'm not answering the phone, it's maybe because I'm busy with something else. So don't be worried. I'm coming back to you, I promise. But just to have some, the rule of the games. And also they ask me saying, okay, we don't see each other too much. We need to, because I'm not quite the kind of person to organize meeting just to talk. So in general, they know that they just come to my office, they raise their question, I'm trying to find an answer, and then we go. And there they told me, okay, we don't have enough interaction. We need a meeting at least weekly. We need once a week to meet everybody together, because we missed that. So they told me, okay, we need it. So I was grateful, was thankful for that, because at the beginning I wasn't aware of that. No, not at all, because they asked it. It was a good idea. So no, we maintain it. We go back to the office, because we're supposed to go back 2 days a week. And we maintain that appointment together. Once a week, we're meeting physically at the office together, face to face, like human beings.
Yeah, like human beings,
And
not MS Teams beings.
Correct.
And did you find, for example, I found that some of the colleagues, they acted differently, or they were sometimes maybe a bit more stressed, or a bit more strange in the new situation. It's like, I don't know.
Stress, yes. From being out of the circle. Some people of my team thinking that they are not part of the team anymore, feeling that they are out of it, that they don't have enough interaction. So, and some of them thinking they have too much. But in a way, it was much more difficult to adapt with the people working in Belgium than with the people working abroad, because in general, we are with this distance and we are finding ways to communicate in a way or another. So having Teams or Zoom or whatever was a good thing because it kind of get us closer. But with Belgium, in Belgium, it was like we have more distance than with Africa at the moment, because we were like, we didn't have those habits of communicating differently than being at the office and talking to each other with a coffee or without a coffee. And it was like
you have to relearn. You have to
yeah,
relearn.
absolutely. It was all steps of learning and growing together, saying, okay, that's okay for us, that's not okay for us, we want to work that way or not. And that was very interesting. And some of the things we had are good things, like we meet once a week. Sorry. Others, go. Just give me a minute. Others, we are going to get rid of it. Like, stop calling me every morning at 9. I won't answer anymore. I'm at the office. I'm having a coffee with colleagues. You see? So also what I liked is going to the office, walking to the office, having this moment of I'm going out of home, I'm walking, I'm going to the office, and then I'm at the office. I'm available for my colleagues fully 100. And then
so
I'm walking home.
Yeah,
yes.
you reassess the fact that you were present somewhere, that you're going to enjoy this walk because it was something that you never thought it was going to be enjoyable to do. Not taking the metro to be even safer, maybe, or whatever it might be. But yeah, and how did you find it yourself? What did you discover about yourself that through your like period of like semi-isolation, let's say, at home?
Yeah, I need to move.
Yeah, those two moves the most.
Yes. Exercise and to organize my time, to not just sit behind a screen, because at the beginning I was working, and then I realized, okay, but I haven't see the sun, or I haven't been walking or doing nothing else than being sitting on that chair and working. And then I discovered that it was like very it was very important for me to being outside at least 1 hour a day, whether it's raining or whether it's sunny, I don't care. I need to walk or do something outside. It's really part of my balance. And being neglecting that at the beginning, because I didn't know that, I didn't realize that in fact when you're going to the office, you're walking, and then you're walking a lot when you are at the office. You know, you're going to see colleagues, you're going to pack something I don't know, you're going to grab a coffee, you're meeting somebody, you're going to the reception, you're doing things, you're moving a lot. And then
you go to lunch.
You go to lunch.
Actually take lunch.
Absolutely, you do take lunch, not in front of your screen. And you had to recreate that being at home with no colleagues, no trigger to get up or go for lunch or whatever, go for a coffee. So I just recreated everything like a bit artificial at the beginning, like forcing me of going out, or forcing me of walking around the area, which is a good area, by the way.
Point of view, yeah.
And all those is to discover that, okay, I need to move, I need to talk to other people that my colleagues on a daily basis. I need to have other interaction than professional interaction. I need to discuss about things that are not important at all, also with colleagues, because we are lost this informal talk that we have. You have a kind of teams, and then you have 10 people coming, and then you focus on the objective of the meeting, blah, blah, blah. But you don't like having those informal talk you have at the beginning of the meeting, when you arrive with your coffee. Yeah. How are you? What are you doing? Your children, blah, blah, blah. So this is important too.
Yeah. I found that at one point after the second lockdown, I just didn't want to talk to anyone anymore. I just kind of like, I felt that it was a massive effort psychologically to try to talk to people, especially my family. I just thought, oh my God, how much energy do I need like to, what were we going to talk about? And also, I don't know if you experienced it. Did your conversation always start with COVID? How many cases did you have? What is it like the same crap? When you were not talking about work, it was about the cases and the possible vaccination. And I felt there was no escape. I don't know. And then the cooking was in constant. It was like, oh my God, I'm so looking forward to a restaurant. I don't know. That were my struggles. So I know you also cook, but your life seemed more balanced than mine. Like I was like, I don't want to talk to anyone really. And then when I talked to someone else, okay, that was fine. It wasn't too bad. So I thought I self-diagnosed sort of maybe slightly depressed, but I don't know if it was true or not. But I see that it seems that your life was a little bit more balanced than mine.
No, the cooking things and all the what comes with the fact that you are at home is like when you are at the office, the coffee is ready. When you go for lunch, you just go out and you grab a sandwich or you sit on the terrace and it's ready. Here I had to go for shopping and I have for the groceries and then I had to cook and then I have to pay attention to have enough food in the fridge and blah blah blah. So it was like another full other organization, and it took me some time to and a lot of energy, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To be able to manage all that kind of stuff. And now I'm happy to be at the office because
it gives you a break, right?
Yes, it does.
I don't have to cook. I don't have to think what I should cook because I don't have a menu in mind. Like I don't know. Let's have a salad.
But I added I have a good addresses for all the food that can be delivered to your place.
So you're going super easy.
Yeah, because I needed break. And then I realized I have to stop cooking. I have to have a break. And at lunchtime, I have to sit and have something to eat, just to comfort me, because food comfort me. So I did a lot of research to have like good restaurant delivering good foods, to have it at home and quickly, of good quality. So yes, that was also a challenge.
Yeah, Ella, that was I remember you sent some of those things, but some of those suggestions. Yes. I never took it on. I just, oh no, I have to think about this too. No, I can't. I don't know.
It was just a click.
Just one click.
Just one click.
But yeah, so I guess what did you learn all of it from all of it all? What do you think now that we're moving on with our lives and you took the first plane you could to go away? What is there is left, I guess, in your thoughts? Do you think you will ever forget this? I don't know if I'll ever forget this experience.
I don't know whether I'm traumatized or not, but I think the human being forget easily things when lives comes back. So I don't know. I just have a little doubt about it is the last time we are facing that kind of stuff. I'm a bit afraid that it's just first step of a long story of something that we see it's not finished. Maybe here we're not aware of that, but we should be, because in Brussels is not really like we are mastering everything, but in Africa is not finished. Most of the population is not vaccinated. So I don't know. I know that when I'm going there, we lost some guys in our team. So because they couldn't be welcome, they couldn't be like in a structure where they could be they could get the right treatment. So this situation still exists, and it has nothing to do with COVID. It's something that we're facing, like
is inequality generally, and we're going through it in a different way.
It's going to be worse and worse, because when you're seeing that in America and Europe, we are going all maybe to get a third shot, fourth one, that we are going to have a yearly vaccine, and that in Africa, they don't have even the first one. Because for several reasons, because they don't have a stock, because they don't want to be vaccinated, because there's some communication
conspiracy theories also.
for example, there's a really strong conspiracy theory in several countries, but there hasn't been the right communication. The government probably that's not one of their priority also. So inequality is just getting worse, and I think that those kind of crises makes me realize that being born in that side of the world is a good thing, but it's when we're facing a kind of pandemic. For me, it's the first time, but it's not the first time in the world history. There were been other previously. There had been a lot of dead people also.
And if
It
we
has
think of, if you think of Ebola they had also, that was a massive pandemic too for them. They
absolutely.
isolated it, but yeah, it's still.
And it was better managed, to be honest, because it never reached that kind of a worldwide story. So
Yeah.
We were not good.
We were not good, but it was also a different type. Like Ebola is like through body liquid, I think, like to saliva, to blood. And this one was airborne, so it was a little bit more difficult to manage. But yeah, but we didn't do such a good job for sure. And the question
But I
is,
don't think, the question is, I'm not sure I want to take something with me from that story. I just want to put it down and say, okay,
oh,
forget it.
really?
Yeah, I want to go and see in the future what can be done to improve everybody's life, but just not a vaccine or something, just inequalities for sure.
How they treat people in general.
Mm.
Yeah, so I don't want to keep you any longer. I know you have to work. So I want to thank you for giving me your time today, to me and to the Voices of the World. And yeah, thank you for being with us.
You're welcome.